You are interesting. Okay, so we're live. Let me just give you.
Yeah, what about the other dude? Or did he leave?
I don't know. I see Aviator. He's here. You don't.
I'm right here, just enjoying the
Oh yeah,
show.
my British favorite dude.
Okay, I'll give you the link.
Favorite Brit.
You
Bruh.
the link. Is this the room? Okay.
Hey Mo, have
Anyway, so
Yo, what's up, boy?
it was up.
you finally had enough? Have you finally had enough of being schooled in the other chat?
What?
What happened?
When
You
this
mean
guy,
what?
he started saying like this other dude didn't know Arabic, and then when he asked him
Oh,
to give the definition of a word, he couldn't give him
Nah,
because
you
he's
guys. What? What are you
this
talking
guy.
about? Yo, what?
It's hilarious.
What?
It should have been
What are
though,
you
man.
talking about? Nah.
Anyway, so getting back to our conversation. So if you like when I go on Instagram, so most beautiful women they have an OnlyFans account, and even if they don't, then they have like gifts, some sort of a gift account that you can send them gifts. So
Wait, wait,
mm,
wait, wait, wait. If I could just ask you, like, one simple thing. I think if I were to round up all the girls that I went to school with, I don't know a single one that actually has an OnlyFans. Out of all the girls that you know or grew up with or whatever, including family, relatives, and all that, how many of those has an OnlyFans? And how many of those would you say that you actually know? So let's say you say, "Oh, I know 100 women, uh, and 10 of them have like an OnlyFans,"
right,
for example.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree that in in my circle it's the same, but then but I gave two alternatives. I said either they're paid for sex or like with money, or they're paid in some other way, like a wife. So you might say that in a relationship both sides give, but I would say that in relationships that I see around me, the women look for wealthy men, for men that work hard, bring home a lot of money, and their lives are really great. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying women in general, they seek.
Do women in your country usually work?
My country is the United States, and I'm familiar with other countries. Um,
Okay, so you live in the U.S.
no, not right now. I'm traveling right now. Look, the point
No,
is,
no, you live in the U.S. though. If you even if you're traveling.
yeah, I'm doing like a lot of traveling. I'm basically, you
Oh,
could say,
oh, okay, okay.
I'm
So your passport, is
not
that
really.
to the United States?
No, not really. It's like really business, but fine, whatever. Yeah, let's say I'm passport.
No, no, your passport.
Yeah,
What country is that from?
I don't discuss my any personal issues. I just say that I'm an American and I'm traveling.
Yeah, yeah, but okay, so it's not an American passport, right?
I have. I'm an American citizen. I am an American. Why is that important?
No, it's not important because I asked a question. I asked a question like, do women in your country usually work?
What do you
And then you said,
mean?
yeah, and then you said, yes, I'm from the United States and they usually work there.
No,
And
no,
then I
no.
asked you,
I
yeah, okay.
I I mean, I would have to go one. I don't know the statistics. I don't know, but look, it's not. I don't really have.
Usually,
Yeah, I don't.
like usually,
Yeah, I don't.
like if
Look,
you go on, oh my god.
look. 1 second. No,
Okay, sorry.
it's not. I'm not here to tell you about that right now, but how I feel and what I see reality is. We were just discussing the red pill and the blue pill and the different pills in the manosphere, and that's what they say. What do I say? I think in general, women like sex less than men like sex. I think the men are motivated to have much more sex than women in general. I don't think I'm saying something bizarre. I think this is like well established. I'm not the first one to notice it. The difference is such that you see many more women asking to be paid for sex, for a relationship, for any intimacy compared to men. Men might demand money from gay men, but probably not so much from women. I don't think women pay for OnlyFans for men.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you think straight men or gay men has more sex?
Uh, Why is this relevant? We're discussing the red pill and the blue pill and men.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, but you clearly said that men doesn't want to have sex as often as women.
No,
So it should be
men. No, the opposite. Men want to have much more sex than women. I would say intuitively, I would say 10 to 1. The sex drive in men is 10 times as strong as the sex drive in women.
Do you have any kind of statistics to
No,
back this up?
no. It could be more. I
Okay,
don't
so why are you making the assertion then?
I don't have any statistics on the number, on many things that.
Okay, so why are you making the assertion then? If I start saying if you smoke, you're actually less likely to get cancer than the average person. I just start saying, oh, I don't have the statistics actually. Well, we have a problem then, don't we? So before you make these claims, you should be able to do the research and then back them up.
I did the
For
research. The
like,
research is my experience.
okay, so
My
words.
In my experience,
Okay, yeah.
men,
In my experience, people who smoke are less likely to have cancer than people who don't smoke. Just my experience, man. I've done the research. You see, if everyone did this, we would get nowhere. So, okay, look.
you
All I'm
really
saying is that before you
no.
make
Hold on. You really did this research, or you lying?
yeah, of course. Like, what do you mean? Like,
No,
like
and no.
reproduction?
Answer the
Like,
question. No. Answer the question. Did you really do the research, or are you lying?
what do you mean?
Did you
wait,
answer
of
the
course
question?
there.
No. Answer the
Okay,
question. Did you really do the research, or did you just lie to me? You see, I can make fun
thinking.
of you. Look,
No,
Aviator.
no,
You want
no,
no,
I'm
no.
so confused.
Christian?
Are you talking to me? You talking to
Yeah,
Yeah,
me?
he's talking to you.
Christian,
Yeah.
stop. Christian, stop. Christian, stop. This is important. Aviator. I'm not
So,
here. Look, Aviator. I don't want to make fun of you. I don't want to make an enemy out of you. So look, I'm a scientist. I'm very scientific. If I tell you I did the research, you can question me. Don't make fun of me. I'm not here to make fun of you. You see, very quickly I can also like make fun of you. I don't want to go there. I'm not interested in that. Let's be nice. Let's be cordial to each other. There's no reason to make fun of each other. So look, when I say I did the research, I looked into it. I'm telling you, I noticed. Here is my research. I went through Instagram, and I noticed what I noticed. I mean, I went through so many accounts of beautiful women. Beautiful women in general get paid.
yeah,
Get paid for any
yeah.
relationship.
Wait. Your research is looking at Instagram accounts?
Instagram posts.
Yeah, you
Who
do
is this
know
guy?
that there's probably a person in fucking Hong
Oh,
Kong or some shit
Lord.
making those fucking profiles and posting like my only like have you never got like here's my new sexy account, send me a DM and I'll send you nudes. You have never gotten a message like that on your phone? Do you think that's a
Yeah, yeah, I'm able to discern those from normal accounts, from actual humans. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think, I think we're missing the point here. Again, he's going to Instagram, right? A place which is infamous for having these kind of people on there, right? So already his sample size is cut, and he's looking specifically for hot accounts. So his sample size is cut because men are more often looking for women to have sex with, right? Or to look at, or and stuff like that. So again, his sample size is so maximally reduced that it's almost useless to draw a conclusion from that because he's making a claim of wider society, not Instagram. Yeah, he's
I,
saying that women in general do this and that, but his research has a sample
yeah,
size that's not relevant at all.
yeah, and
hold
just
on.
Mr. Slave,
No, no,
just
Christian,
yeah,
1 second.
just
No, no, it's 2 on 1. It
okay.
makes no.
You can go.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
no sense if two. Then I'm gonna forget each claim. So, Aviator, I agree with your direction. I disagree with your actual claim. What I would say, if like I would steal man your other position, which you did not claim, I would say that I only sample women. But if maybe I would sample men, because I never look at men's profiles. So, but if I would look at men's profiles, I might discover that they too have OnlyFans and they too ask for gifts for any intimacy. Now, the sample size, no, the sample size is huge. I've gone through probably thousands of profiles. So the sample size is not a problem. But as I said, all right, go ahead, Christian.
no, you think you wait, just so I know, because I think like usually when you make like a sample size, you need like a, a lot of people working on it, but you have gone through your own sample size.
The sample size is huge. It's in the thousands.
You have to go through like, and you have like individually yourself alone, no team, have gone on like individual like Instagram accounts and gonna check this.
Yes, I did my own research.
You did your own. Okay, yeah, okay,
I mean, I did
yeah,
my
okay.
own research. I'm looking for chicks to
Yeah.
bang as I research. That's a type of a research. I'm looking for that's research. I'm searching for chicks, beautiful chicks to bang. So that's that. I'm searching. I'm researching.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just say one thing. Like, looking up girls on Instagram is probably like the worst way to start like an interaction with someone, or with a girl to bang,
I don't
even.
I don't think I start like when you go overseas, especially South America. So you go to Tinder, and each girl has her user. A lot of girls, especially the Instagram models, so they have their Instagram username in their Tinder profile. So if you like the girl, you go to the Tinder profile, you look at her profile, her pictures and stuff, and then you DM her. You slide into her DMs, and you sometimes get her. Many times. So I agree. I almost never start from Instagram.
No, but you've gone through like thousands of like accounts on Instagram for some reason. Like, I don't. I have for your research. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, this is fun. Holy shit.
Yeah, maybe not
I think we're missing the
thousands,
point here.
hundreds.
Okay. Oh my god. So so you've gone through hundreds of accounts on Instagram, and from that research, you've concluded that, well, a lot of things really, that women like sex more than no less than
So I
men.
agreed.
Women are motivated to have
With
more
you. I
sex than
agree.
women,
I agreed with
and that more
aviator.
women are asked to pay for sex.
Aviator. I
So off
agreed.
of no, I'm not finished. I'll let you finish. So on Instagram,
What's
you've
the point?
made conclusions that apply to the.
What's the point of finishing?
Okay, it's okay, Mina.
What's the point of finishing? I don't understand. I granted you this point, so I agree. What's the point of repeating it? It sounds like all you want to do is just.
Well, wait. Okay, yeah. If I could ask, like, just a stupid question, who do you think has like more like sexual partners, like on average? Do you think men have more sexual partner or women?
Um, that's a good question. It might be the same. Like I could argue
Oh,
for both, but it could be the same. You could say men have more because men have more motivation,
mm,
and you could be
yeah,
women because women have more access.
true.
But
Yeah, that is a very good. Yeah, men usually have like a higher motivation of uh, getting to bed with girls. That is true. And men who actually know how to do it usually perform better, right?
uh, look, this is completely theoretical. Like we have no data. Like I agree with Aviator that we have no data, so this is not the point of this discussion. The name of the discussion is the red pill is blue. It's like when you listen to red pill, they also have no data, but they actually built entire theories and they give advice based on no data. So I support Aviator. Aviator is making actually a very good point. Not
Wh-
I mean, but
What good point did he make?
that we have no data. That he
No, we
claimed.
have data.
No, I never claimed. I never said that. I
Yeah,
said
of
that
course we
you
have.
didn't provide any data,
Yeah,
and
of
your
course
research
we
is
have data.
bollocks.
We like reproduction is like one of the most important thing for like the human species. Of course, we have data on like dating preferences. Like we even have on race. Like or it's so stupid that you'll say, "Oh, we don't have any data." We have data, man.
What's the data? What is the data? I would say we have no data. We don't know anything.
We don't. Okay, so we don't know if like women prefer old guys or young guys. We don't know if women prefer like rich guys or poor guys. We don't have any data on that. We don't know if men prefer like women in their 20s or in their 80s. You don't think we have any data on that?
I mean, fine. I mean, I can grant you all these preferences, but look, the red pill. Like I'll tell you what happened. I was listening to Lauren. I don't know her name. Lauren Southern. Do you know Lauren Southern?
Yep.
So she's on a podcast, and I'm watching the podcast, and it's blowing my mind. It's like the last thing I was going to listen to is Lauren Southern, of all people in the universe. But the name of the podcast is Trigonometry, and the name of the video is Lauren Southern. The internet breeds dangerous ideologies. Let me get you the link. This is give me a second. Um, mm,
Couldn't you just explain it?
yeah, I can, but I want everyone to have the link too because we're on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
This is
It's a right wing, far right podcast YouTube channel thing. It's bollocks. It's bollocks. It makes sense. I'm not surprised that he listens to it, but it's bollocks.
she, they're just
I mean, listen.
they're just interviewing her. So what could be bollocks about an interview?
The agenda of the thing is bollocks. It's
It's,
they hate immigrants, they hate leftists, they hate
Yeah.
homosexuals, they hate
Wait,
black
wait,
people. It's
yeah.
crazy.
But the funny thing though is that Lauren Southern had problems no, what's the term? Immigrating to Australia, where her ex-husband used to live because of her online personalities. If you didn't know that,
I didn't
Aviator.
I didn't know anything. I hardly ever
Never heard of them before. So,
watch. I
What?
hardly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying I've never heard of Lauren Southern before, so that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. She was trying to immigrate to Australia because she found a husband there and they had a kid or something like that. But because of her racist like comments on the internet, she basically had to stop posting YouTube videos. Uh, to be allowed to. So there's a period where Lauren Southern was not like quote unquote on the internet, and that is the period where she agreed with the Australian authorities that she wouldn't do any more right-leaning shit, and that was because she was immigrating to Australia. And I don't know where she lives now, but she has divorced her husband, and I think she's living in Canada. But yeah, it's also so funny how people who complain against like immigrants, always immigrants, because she's actually from Canada and she moved
Mm,
to fucking the US and then Australia.
wow.
Look, we're discussing the red pill. So what happened was that I was listening to her telling her side of the story, and she said that she was part of the red pill community and she followed the advice of the red pill that as a woman she should be, obedient and marry the first guy, whatever. I mean, she was trying to be. She was trying to follow the advice that the internet gave her, and it destroyed her life. She ended up
No,
marrying.
yeah. Okay. So I think I can tell it. I've not even watched what you're going to show, but I think I know the problem, the hypocrisy. Like Laura was basically saying for like years, oh yeah, women should give birth and they should be obedient to their husband and they shouldn't work, while she was trying to build like an median empire. She was the boss. She didn't have any kids, and she didn't even have a husband. Like she was doing that for like years, and then like a few people were like, "Wait, you're not you're working, you're not married, you don't have any kids," and then I think that like backfired on her. Yeah, because everything she was advocating for, she didn't do herself
Right,
as a woman.
right. But then
Yeah.
she did do, and it basically ruined her life. It basically she's now she's a single mother, and now as a single mother she says that the red pill community, the manosphere, is rejecting her because they hate single mothers. But
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because if there's a breakup, regardless of why, it's the woman's fault. She
exactly,
didn't do enough.
exactly,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
exactly. And she tells
So
about
yeah, so it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of ironic. It's like the person who like built or made the first shotgun gets killed by the shotgun when it gets created. Like,
exactly, yeah.
yeah.
And she tells about her husband that why did she divorce him? It's because one day she came to his office or something, and she, for some reason, she ended up seeing a list that he made of all the all the YouTube creators that went against her, that reported against her. He made this list so that if she ever gave him a hard time in the marriage, he could destroy her career. And that's when she decided to get divorced. And as soon as she got divorced, he actually tried to destroy her career. And she didn't know
No,
anything.
yeah, no, wait, yeah. Well, we have to be a little bit careful.
Mhm.
She gave away her career, right? She stopped making YouTube videos and all that for several years. So she had already given up on her career, right? I'm not defending her, but that's what happened.
No, 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 fine, fine. No, but listen to what he did. Then he started.
Yeah. But it sounds like such a stupid thing. Why would it do that
So he's
to
like,
his wife?
because he's white,
No, to his wife.
ex-wife. I think at this point they got
Yeah,
divorced.
yeah.
Yeah, the mother of his son.
Wait. Oh, yeah. I thought you said she walked into his office and he was doing this, and then they got
No,
divorced.
no. She found the list, and indeed,
Yeah.
when they got divorced, he implemented the list, and he came after her.
Yeah. Uh,
Anyway,
like
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's so difficult to understand. The, did she see the list before or
yes,
after?
before she saw,
Before?
yeah.
Yeah. What? Why the fuck would
This is something
he
I have.
make that list when she has already stayed off YouTube for like fucking 3 years or some shit?
I don't know.
That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like I think Lauren Southern is a piece of shit and probably a racist and all that shit. But what the fuck? If you're your wife and you're making this sort of list, like what the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, so once she
Yeah.
discovered the list, then she divorced him, and once she divorced him, he implemented the list, and he came after her.
What do you mean implemented?
So he contacted uh, YouTube creators, and he told them lies about her, like red pill lies that she tried to set.
Like wait. Like here's the problem,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we all know Lauren Southern has been like a racist person for like fucking 10 years. She's been in the fucking Mediterranean, like shooting flares at like immigrant boats coming into Europe. We all know this. Like, what is this husband going to spread that is gonna be like what?
So he told red pill lies about her. For example, that she was trying to separate the husband, the ex husband, from the son, from the child, stuff like that. So
Okay, so he started spreading that after she called for a divorce when she found out like his hidden list.
I think it's after the divorce. So,
Yeah, after the divorce.
so the way,
Yeah. So she found the list of the YouTube people he would talk to if they broke up. Yeah.
Philly Pop, did you say something?
Hmm?
Did you say something?
Oh, sorry. No. It wasn't to do with this chat. It was to do with something else. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so the way Lauren found out was when Destiny contacted her because the husband contacted Destiny. So Destiny told her, "Look, it looks like your husband is a complete psychopath. So do you need any help to deal with this?" That's when she discovered that he's basically trying to destroy her, that he's coming after her. Anyway, so that's the story she was telling, like how terrible the red pill community is. It's like I'm also a product of the red pill community. I was for many years I was inside red pill and I was MGTOW, and it's a terrible community. It hurts men. Like the leaders of the red pill, they claim to want to help men, but they just end up helping themselves and hurting men in the process, and they just don't care. Like when I contacted, like I followed one creator, a red pill creator. His name is TFM, the turd flinging monkey. So I followed him for many years, and when I finally told him, listen, red pill is not working out for me. So he wrote me back in an email, stop spreading your lies and like complete nonsense. I wasn't spreading lies. I wrote him an email about my revelation that the red pill didn't do me any good. And he,
Like
anyway,
yeah. Yeah, we get it. Everyone gets like what do you call it? gets to one extreme, and it's probably a good thing, to get like extremely like Nazified or what do you call it, a communist or whatever. But we usually come back to the center at some point.
Oh,
And
that's
yeah.
genius. That's a genius point. I didn't know this. Yeah, I guess it's true. Today I'm so mainstream. I'm so center. And that's big. I think Lauren Southern is also she's basically she came back from where
Mr. Slave, sorry.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt, but weren't you in here the other day saying that global warming didn't exist because you couldn't see beaches eroding?
global warming doesn't exist because I cannot see beaches eroding.
That's. Well, yeah, you said that we measure sea level rising by comparing images of beaches now than how they were 50 years ago. And you said if the sea levels are really rising because of global warming, we would actually see the beaches eroding, but we're not, so it can't be real. Yeah, do you remember that, Mr. Slave?
I think it's one of my propositions in my propositions website
Yeah.
page, isn't it? I didn't make a proposition.
That doesn't sound well to me. All I'm gonna say is to me that doesn't sound too center to me. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
Oh, yeah. And for the record, I'm like center left.
I guess I'm center right.
No, yeah. But yeah. But you don't believe like global warming is a thing?
I I'm a skeptic. No, I'm not a skeptic. Yeah, I think global warming is a social phenomenon.
Hmm.
I don't think it's a I don't think it's
Hmm.
a I don't think it's a climate phenomenon. I mean,
Lord have mercy. What? How does that work?
God,
How
we
how
we
how is
lost.
global
Okay,
warming?
we lost the only girl that would ever talk to us in like 10 years. R.I.P. Joking. No, but how the fuck can you say global warming? It's like how?
okay, so like one of the evidence a piece of evidence that keeps coming up is that global warming is going to melt the ice caps. That's going to cause sea level rise, and
Yeah.
that should cause the beaches to invade into inland.
Bro, I told you, I wasn't making it up.
Am I
Yeah,
getting?
but yeah. But
Mhm. No,
okay, yeah. What do you mean by that?
I
But
mean
what do you mean by beaches eroding inwards? What does that mean?
the
Explain that.
beaches, the the shoreline should move inland
Why?
because if the sea rises, then
Hmm.
then the
Above the
shore,
beach,
what do you mean above the beach?
so the sea level is going up, or a headland.
Oh,
Then
let's
the
talk.
sea level is going up.
No, forget.
That means so I'm not finished. So I'm not finished. Yeah. So the
No,
sea level is going up,
no, 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 no,
right over the beaches, over the
no,
cliffs,
no,
onto the mainland.
no,
Over.
no,
No.
no.
How am I wrong? How?
So
What am I wrong about here?
I'm talking
Yeah.
about a beach. I'm not talking about cliffs. So beaches are
I
No,
usually
yeah,
know, but
but
what
hypothetically,
next?
on a
God
cliff,
almighty.
like how much would it rise on the cliff?
on
Right,
the
there's a cliff
cliff.
somewhere. Like,
No,
yeah,
no,
there's a cliff somewhere.
no, no, no. Listen to my claim. If the sea level is rising, then the beach should
Mm-hmm.
move inland. The beach line should move inland.
Uh-huh.
Like a beach.
Uh-huh.
Stop it, aviator. Stop making fun of me, please. Come on. So,
It's the dumbest thing I've heard all day, like all week actually.
um,
It's how. Why do you choose deliberately one of the most subjective ways of measuring the sea level rise? It's almost like you designed it so you can keep claiming that sea levels aren't rising because it's not objective. There are other better ways of measuring sea level rise than looking at pictures and making guesses, right?
no, no. There is no,
Oh, okay, no,
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 no.
okay,
There is no,
no.
there's no better way to measure sea level rise than looking at the shallow angled beach that even 1 inch would 1 inch translates to 1 foot. But
Where'd you get that from?
what?
How do you know that? How do you know
Because of
that?
because of the angle. The angle is very shallow. It's basically, I mean, when you go to the beach, it's probably, I would say it's 1 centimeter to 1 meter probably. When you go to the beach,
Did you measure it? Did you measure it?
the gradient is it's a very low
Did you
angle.
did you measure the gradient?
It's
Did you measure the angle?
I'm approximating.
Lord, I can't with this. You're working off approximations of when you went to the beach, probably with your family or your girlfriend who you paid to have sex with,
Let me
and
ask
then
you,
and made an approximation of the gradient of the beach to try and
avi-
measure sea level rise. What?
aviator,
Who are you?
aviator,
You're
stop,
a clown.
stop, stop,
You're
stop.
a clown. Global warming does exist. It doesn't matter how many photos you take, how many times you go to the beach. It exists, and measuring the angle of beaches won't prove it wrong. Unfortunately.
Okay, aviator, we can have a discussion without you, inhaling and exhaling so loudly and laughing and mocking. We can have a scientific discussion. You're actually bringing up good.
Scientific.
Yeah. If I could make like a suggestion,
Hmm.
you guys could have a bet. Okay, it's gonna be quite simple. Do you think that the average Earth temperature will be higher or lower in 5 years?
Hold on. Just before that, I started saying aviator actually has a good point. Unfortunately, he talks in a very mocking way when he decides to talk, but he brings up good points. So he
Yeah, he's
says,
British, I think.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
he's maybe Irish or Scottish. I don't know if he's British. You think he's British? I don't know. So,
I don't know.
Hello.
Irish, maybe. I'm sorry if you're
Hello.
Irish.
hello, Mr. Blonde Thunder.
Hello, Mr. Slave.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have a question. Do you dress in that outfit like in South Park that Mr. Slave does with the whole like leather gear and all that?
No, no, I don't. No.
Okay. I don't know, just wondering. So, because people would think that name, they think you're like the sub in gay BDSM.
I am the sub in non-gay BDSM.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
So you
gay.
like it when a woman dominates
Wait,
you?
yeah. But Mr. Slave and Aviator, would you guys take that bet between the two of you guys?
No, no,
Who's the sub?
no. I'm the sub. So
You wouldn't take that bet,
no, no,
like 1-to-1?
no. I was about to grant Aviator. I was about to concede a point that he brought up about the angle. That now that I'm thinking about it, even if it's 1 centimeter to 1 meter angle.
No. No, I didn't. I asked about the temperature of the globe. I didn't ask about sea level or all that. I was like, on average,
Hmm.
in like 5 years,
Hmm.
do you think the planet will be hotter or cooler than it is today?
I think it never warmed up. I think it cooled down. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Right now, we're talking about the
Yeah,
beaches.
that is like global warming, right? What do you mean?
I deny that
Uh,
there is global warming. I think there is.
Yeah, yeah, but like you were talking about like global warming. What do you mean?
Yeah, we were talking about the phenomenon of global warming. I am a global warming skeptic or denier. I think people that believe in global warming, it's basically the same as I would say any religion.
So, so then you can take up the bet
No.
100%, right? Because you believe the average temperature is going to decrease.
No, no, it's impossible because
Mr. Slave, why is it that every single every scientist agrees that global warming is real,
I,
but you disagree with the scientists?
that's
Why is that?
that's appeal to authority. So I'm just gonna ignore that question.
No,
No,
it's
no,
not. No,
no, I'm just asking a question.
yeah, yeah.
Just asking a
We
question.
have to be careful. An appeal to authority, it could be a bad thing to do if you're citing like one person or one institution. But now you're, what do you call it? Uh, Neglecting the whole scientific world in the world, including China, Russia, the United States, and Europe. You're not citing one authority, which is like one scientist to say the Earth is flat. You're calling out all of it. So that's not an appeal to authority.
That's appeal to authority and ad populum.
No, it's not. Yeah, not
I
if you're
mean,
not. Yeah,
you
then you're
wanted
lying.
to
Yeah.
you wanted to talk scientific, right? Now they are talking about scientists, and you are denying them. Huh?
Wait a minute, Jack. You brought up a good question before, and I was not allowed to respond. So let me just respond to you. So the answer is it's impossible because who's going to do the measurement, right? So I believe the Earth has cooled, let's say in the past 50 years. But so what if I believe the people that we all quote trust unquote their measurements, they say it's warming. So it doesn't matter if I predict that it's going to keep getting cooler, but the people that we pay in NOAA and all these quote scientists unquote, so we pay them and they say it's getting warmer. So how am I going to prove?
How how
I'm
many time how many times how many times have you measured the temperature of the Earth?
personally, I never measure the temperature of the Earth.
Oh,
Okay,
come
so
on,
you've never measured the temperature of the Earth. So
Correct.
you have no idea whether it's getting hotter or colder, no trends
that's
to
not
examine,
fair.
no graphs to create, nothing. So you're saying, I believe, that's what you said, I believe the Earth is cooling down. That sounds to me more like a religion than the scientists um that you're attacking. They have done research, they have data, they have graphs, they have things you can go up and research yourself. But instead, you choose to believe without measuring the Earth once that it's getting cooler. I think that's your problem, my friend.
So
It's also unethical.
one second, just
Yeah.
one at a time. So aviator, I agree. Yeah, I did not conduct any measurements myself, and then you went on to say then you have no idea. So that one does not follow
Yeah.
from the other. So the fact that I did
No.
not
Okay. Yeah. Like, so you have not done it yourself. Then who do you trust to disprove like global warming, if that's like a concept?
that's a good point. That's a good question. So there is a YouTuber, and he just
A YouTuber? There's no way. There's no way, dude. There's no way you're saying there's one YouTuber,
yeah.
It's over.
bro. There's one YouTuber.
Hmm.
I can find you a YouTuber who probably eats his own shit and says it's better to eat that than your fucking cows or some shit. Are you fucking serious? There's one YouTuber? Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. So again, if you cut me off, half sentence, mid sentence, it's gonna end up as a very weird
Okay.
conversation.
Okay. There is one YouTuber, but then you're gonna go. There's one, two, three, and five, right?
Anyway, so there's one YouTuber. I think his name is Tony Heller, and I'm not appealing to his authority.
Oh,
The-
Lord have
No,
mercy.
no. Wait. Yeah, but you're discrediting all the world's scientists, but you're appealing to what was his
No,
name?
so
Tony.
I,
let's take up his example. Like, don't you think bribing one person is easier than bribing the whole of scientific community from different nations and different continents. And then, if this guy has done 4 measurements, his measurements could be skewed based on the amount of trees that have been cut down in the 5 years, hence rising or lowering the temperature, whatever. So, one person's measurements, you cannot base your conclusions on top of that. So, what is it?
So again, if you keep cutting me off mid sentence, it's going to be a really weird conversation. So let me just finish the sentence. So there's this one.
It's already a weird conversation.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah, okay. Let him actually finish.
yeah. So there's a YouTuber. His name I think is Tony Heller, and I am not appealing to his authority. Rather, all he does, he just goes to the archives of old newspaper clips from 100 years ago or so, and he discusses. And he just reads off articles about heat waves. And when you hear about what heat waves used to be like 100 years ago, you realize there is no way that the earth has warmed up since that period. There's just no way. Those heat waves were biblical. We don't have anything similar. Nowhere on the planet.
Biblical.
There's no way. He's just said that.
Well, yeah.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
How?
Okay.
How do you?
So,
No, no, no.
how
How do
long
you
did?
stoop to such a level?
No, but
That's
how
amazing.
long did
I
this
really.
dude like write in like the newspapers or whatever?
You can go to his channel basically like almost every day. He just pulls up.
No, but how long? Because I think in my country they have kept like they keep the temperature for like 200 days. They check the temperature, the average or whatever, and then done that for 200 years. How long did he check like the newspapers?
I never I never looked too deeply into it, but it's on the order of 100 years. It's
No, him.
him what?
Yeah, yeah. How many for how many years did he do it?
Do what? He just pulls up old newspaper clips of stories.
But all of that is like like what do you mean? That is I think a newspaper like 100 years ago you can still go and find that. Why is it special if he posts this?
I'm not saying it's special.
Like yeah, but do you not understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying here? Like I can go and find like a 200-year-old newspaper if I just Google it, right? But why is what he posted very special?
I didn't say it's special.
Okay, why isn't like any like anti-global warming country like posting like anti scientific like thing is like they're like for instance like Saudi Arabia, which sells a lot of oil, why aren't they like pumping out like this person's like research or newspaper posts?
I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I'm just letting you know the facts. You can
No, you're not letting me know the facts. You're letting me know the facts to look up the facts to look how. Yeah, fuck
anyway.
me. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself today. Not really though.
No, so did he just pull up temperatures from a specific region? Because newspapers are highly specific. Or did he had access to newspaper from different countries and continents?
It's from different countries and different continents, and the stories have temperatures, and the temperatures are nothing like what we encounter our days, and the effects are nothing like what.
I, I mean, in India, the temperature already rose to 53 degrees Celsius this year.
Mm.
I mean, how high were the temperatures going 100 years ago? Like, literally, what the water boiling in the lakes and ponds? Like, how high were they 100 years ago? I'm wondering.
Look, I haven't looked. I the last time I remember listening to Tony Heller read off one of his articles is months ago. I don't have anything.
Wait. Yeah, you have to be very careful. One of his articles, did he write this?
No,
Okay, so it's not one of his articles, right?
I mean it's. I mean colloquially, one of the articles that he pulled up and read on the show, on the video.
Yeah, but if I read a Game of Thrones on my fucking anything, it's not my fucking book, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's not one of his articles he's reading. Okay, then we can go down. Who did he read?
Um,
That's probably the most important.
it,
Yeah, that's probably the most important question. Who did he read? Not what did he read? Yeah.
it's like old newspaper articles from 100 years ago.
Wait, dude, you're fucking with me. There's no way you can say this.
Why not?
So because he read an old news article that we don't even know who the fuck wrote, you're gonna assign that to him and say it's his news article, and we don't even know who the fuck wrote it?
I mean, here is a link to one of the videos. Can I share it? I guess I can.
It's like
If I play
it's
it,
like this the
Hello, this
oh
is
my
Tony Heller from Real Climate Science.
what?
I used to do drugs, but this is shit is too much for me, man.
What, you cannot handle this?
No, yeah, I'm struggling, man.
Okay. I mean, if you
Don't worry.
look, Christian, if you don't feel comfortable, I mean, feel free to.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course. But yeah.
Anyway, so you can go to his channel, and he has many videos where he goes over like old resources. Like his claim is that the data we don't have access to the raw data, and when you look at the raw data, even the raw temperature data,
Oh my god.
there's
Oh yeah, no. Like like what are you doing? It's just so stupid. You know that, right?
So is he? What is he talking about?
who?
Me or him?
No. I'm watching his videos, and I'm thinking, is he talking about one-time events that once in some year it was the highest temperature ever? Sure, like one-time events, they might have happened way worse than today, but we are talking about the general trend throughout the year. Have the temperatures risen now throughout the year? We're not talking some simple huge event. Yeah.
Did you understand that?
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
we keep get we
Okay. Because I understood that perfectly. Could you, in stupid terms, explain it back to me?
why?
Okay, I will like.
No. I understood what you said. Jack. but I want him to explain it back to me just so I know that he actually understands
Well, let me
what he
answer.
said.
Let me answer. If you feel unconvinced by my answer that I understood, then I'll try to convince you that I did understand. I don't see the point, but I'll try. So the answer is that I guess, I mean, I don't remember why specifically he brought this up, but I guess what he's trying to say is we keep hearing that today was the hottest day, this week was the hottest week, this year was the hottest year. That it's but then he shows you an actual heat wave, and then you realize we have on the planet today nothing remotely similar to what they had in those days. So to claim that today was the hottest day ever, when when you read these stories from old newspapers, his point is obviously we're being manipulated. Obviously,
No,
this
yeah,
is
yeah. No, yeah, you because we had the hottest day today. It's because when that was read was because it was like usually in one country. It was usually in one location. It was usually once there. But a global like difference between like temperature changes could be extremely high. So you could on average have like a 0% change, but in like fucking Alaska, it could be like 15 degrees. And then in fucking Mexico, it could be 15 degrees the other way. And then it cancels each other out. And then people like you would say, oh, there's no difference because there's like, that's the issue. The issue is the fact that people look at like global climate change to I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like it's a big deal when it's very warm in the north compared to when it's very cold in the south.
right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So I guess it's a different worldview. So what you might consider global warming, I would consider like nothing. I would say I don't care. And what I consider, and that's it. I mean, like, we don't have a disagreement about the science. We just have a disagreement about the nomenclature, about semantics. So I don't.
No, we but we have a disagreement in the science when I would say that we could reduce it when it comes to like CO2 emissions and all that shit. And you will probably say that all that's man-made, right? Or fake. I mean, sorry.
I would say I don't think there is more CO2 in the atmosphere today significantly than ever. I would say there is not enough. There should be much more.
What research have you done into CO2 emissions? Have we looked at graphs or what? What have you done?
I have my own theory about the CO2 model that I thought about, like from
Okay.
first principles.
Okay. Have you done any research into CO2 emissions?
Wait. Okay, come on.
No,
He
no, hold on.
had
No,
wait. Please shut the fuck up.
no.
Okay, yeah.
Let me finish.
He has
Yeah.
looked at some
So
Instagram profiles and look at their Instagram profiles to find it out, man.
yeah. So
Anyway,
what research have you done? Don't start giving me BS about first principles. What concrete research? What hard data have you looked at? You
well,
cite anything that
well,
will back you up.
according,
Anything.
well, I think that according to the scientific principle, you first have to come up with a theory.
No. Wait, where did you hear that?
Okay. Um,
Who told you that?
I think first you
In
come.
I,
Russia or China?
I think
A hypothesis.
first you
A
come up
hypothesis.
with a
Sure. Yeah.
hypothesis, then you come
Okay.
up with maybe a prediction.
No, you come up with a something to see how you can test the hypothesis. It's an experiment.
Yeah, but
So
you have to have some data to predict something, right? So where were you getting your data to
I
predict
mean,
something
you
on it?
need to do two rounds of data, I guess. Like first round of data is to just notice a phenomenon, an unexplained phenomenon. So first you need to notice an unexplained phenomenon. And then you need to come up, I think, with a theory to model and explain the phenomenon. Then maybe make a prediction, and then collect the data to prove or to validate the prediction, right? Something like that.
okay. So what data have you looked at?
So yeah, so like the same question I would ask. What anomaly did you observe and how did you observe it? On the basis of it, you drew your conclusions.
Right. So I actually I didn't really observe an anomaly. So I don't think maybe we need to observe an anomaly in order to start the scientific method.
Right.
Okay, why did you do your scientific method then? Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
I mean, I didn't think as I went through the steps.
Oh, fitta.
Oh, I know you didn't think, but I'm trying to figure out why you did it. Like, what was your
Aviator, stop being so nasty, please.
dude? You're insulting the entire scientific community by saying, "Hey, look, I don't trust your data, your stupid data, your experiments, your theories, your hypothesis. I hate it all. What I've done is I've made a hypothesis based on no data, no observation, and just come to a random conclusion. I think that's real science. That's an insult. That's an actual insult. So I'm not the one being insulting. I'm not the one being abrasive. It's you. I think you need to sort yourself out before you come into a Discord chats waffling about this garbage, mate.
Okay, if I hurt any scientist's feeling, then I'm sorry. I take it back.
No, 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 no. Wait, wait. It's not that you hurt anyone, but it's like you claim to hide behind the fact that you have done like some research or something like that. That's the problem, right?
I
It's
claim,
not that. What?
I claim to have a model. I came up with a beautiful
Yeah,
model.
yeah, but don't use like any words like any scientific like research or something like that because you haven't. That's like scientific shit. That's like
It's it's
yeah.
mm.
Yeah, you should say like I pooped my pants and this is what I came up with.
No, I didn't. It didn't happen. It might happen. It might have happened as I was pooping my pants.
Yeah, yeah, no, but that is like I don't want to be rude, but you shouldn't be like I don't know. T- Fuck, I don't have a good analogy there.
No, the pooping the pants is the good analogy. I like it. Look,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
look,
and now you're being racist just because I'm white. Okay, thank you
yeah.
very much.
Anyway, look.
Okay.
So for a long
No,
time,
that isn't. This is not an anyway moment. You have to explain to us how you came up with your
Yeah,
model based
yeah.
off of no observation, no data, and just well, I don't know what it was. What was it?
just first principles.
First
Okay.
principles.
Okay.
Where you learned
What is
from
that?
where? Where did you learn these first principles?
The first principles is basically the carbon cycle. I think yeah, I started from just
Oh, right. So high school chemistry
yeah.
is where you got your first principles that allowed you to challenge all of scientific opinion on global warming. That is
Yo,
very reassuring.
yo,
Very
yo,
reassuring
swallow
indeed.
your saliva,
No, hold on,
man.
my friend. Hold on, my friend.
Swallow your
So
saliva.
hold on, my friend. So you're telling me, right, that you've gone against all scientific opinion, all mainstream science, done no observation, looked at no data, have not come up with a hypothesis, and just came up with this model, and you think
Yup.
that's science,
Yeah.
Mr. Slate?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
like
Okay, I think
like I'm not
I
gonna
don't say
lie.
anymore.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
came up
You
with an
should.
original model. That's good. He came up with an original model. He did it on his own terms.
Yeah,
He's a great scientist.
yeah, yeah. If I were him, I would like call the Chinese or Russian government and sell the science over to them, and they'll probably buy it.
Yeah. And remember,
Yep.
Does anybody want to hear my model?
no, you're a
I'm
retard.
actually curious now. I'm so curious. I really want to know now. Yeah, totally.
So, according to my model, so we all know, let's start from what we all know. We all know that there is coal in England underground. There is what seems to be
Yeah.
What?
old trees,
Yeah. What is in England?
coal.
A hole?
There's old
See,
trees
oh,
in
Oh yeah,
England
yeah,
underground.
yeah, those are the Jewish tunnels. They lead to the synagogue.
so there's coal mines in England.
No.
Oh god.
Wait. Has he just been fucking with us the whole time? I'm convinced. Oh, okay, that's a good troll. I'll give you that. Okay. I
Yeah,
think he
Yeah,
was
this
okay.
fucking with us.
guy was
No,
trolling the whole time.
Oh
he
my.
must have been.
Yeah,
Oh my
Mr.
god.
Slave, why you were just trolling the whole time? You weren't even being serious.
No,
Oh, now
It
he's
make
gonna
it makes
double down.
no it makes
Okay, okay. Wait, how the fuck can you do that for like?
God.
Holy shit!
I got
No, the worst thing is there was a
I got
girl in
baited.
here once, and he made her leave. That's like the worst thing of it all. Like,
I
holy
got
shit!
baited hook, line, and sinker. This guy. Fair
Mm,
play to you, dude. You completely wow.
mm.
Wow.
so you want to hear it, or what do you want to do?
No, I feel embarrassed now. I actually do. Like, holy shit! I
Oh
want to go to bed almost. What the
Lord have mercy. Oh wow. Dude, fair play. Fair play. I did not say it coming.
fair play?
I thought you were dead ass, mate. This mine, Southern England. That's a good one. That's a good
So, do you want to hear my model, or what do you want to do?
No, you can fuck off, dude. Come on.
one. Wait, I'm actually kind of curious though. Wait, go on,
No,
go on.
there's no way. No, it's
Have a good day, guys. See you.
Bye, Jack, boy.
Bye bye.
What's the model, man?
So, do you want me to explain my model?
Please, go ahead. The floor is all yours.
Okay, so we know, let's start with first principles. What do we know? So, we know that there is what seems to be old forests buried underground from what seems to be millions of years ago that turned into coal and later into oil, right?
dinosaurs, right?
What?
Yeah, okay.
Dinosaurs.
I think this is even before the dinosaurs. This is from half a billion. So half a billion. So what happened is half a billion years ago, evolution invented cellulose, the tree bark. So until about half a billion.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna punch you if you see you. If I like, you're so fucking convincing that it's almost. Yeah. I'm. Yeah, the fact that I didn't see it. Okay.
What's going on? You want to hear my theory or what?
No, that. Oh yeah, yeah. I want to hear it. Yeah,
Okay.
please tell me, Daddy.
Okay. So this is again first principles. We know that trees evolved 500 million years ago, and once they evolved, there was nothing known to nature to tear it down. No creature was able to dispose of the tree, of the bark, of the wood. No animal knew how to eat it. No bacteria knew how to eat it. So it just, so the trees, when they died, they just laid there and they just piled on top of each other as every generation of tree died, and they started getting buried. And again, nothing could consume it. So it just basically, it didn't fossilize. That's a misnomer, but it just got buried under pressure for millions of years. And this is what became the coal mines and the oil deposits underground and the gas. These are all. I think the gas too is a byproduct of the oil, I guess. Okay.
Wait. Okay. I'm back. Like, I don't think he's fucking anymore. I think he actually believes this shit now again. Like
I was
like a tree, when it falls down, it like rots, right?
Not in the beginning. In the beginning,
What do you mean? No,
uh,
it rots and then it disappears.
not n- no. In the beginning, nature didn't know how to deal with cellulose. Nature didn't know how to.
No, but wait, are you talking about like dinosaurs?
No, this is long before dinosaurs. This is 500 million years ago. Dinosaurs, I think, is from like 250 million years ago.
Wait, do you believe in dinosaurs?
Sure.
No, that was a yes or no.
Yes.
Yes or no.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Because like when I'm pretty sure like dinosaurs are from like bones, not from like their skin, right?
Do you mean the fossil records of dinosaurs?
Yeah,
No, I think it's everything, including the feathers. The entire dinosaur is fossilized.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I've never seen a dinosaur. I've seen dinosaurs, but I've never seen like a dinosaur feather. Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, Christian, I mean, most dinosaur fossils we see are just bones, but there are also several dinosaur fossils which have fossilized or mummified dinosaur skin.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that, but I think that it's going to be difficult for me to explain it. But it's like when you take Earth and you compress it with like dinosaurs for like fucking 50 billion years or million years, like it, that creates like the fuel, right? The gas thingy. It's not just the one component. It's a mixture of like okay, maybe I'm stupid, but it's like how else is like gasoline like made?
So I'm not sure exactly how, but I think it's just the the wood in the beginning, nature didn't evolve right away. Any animal that was able to break it down. So it didn't break down. So it just got.
No, wait. Yeah. Stop
Wait,
being
no,
retarded.
hold
Yeah,
on.
because if you're
How
what? Yeah. But because like Saudi Arabia doesn't have any wood, right?
how how does this
But
relate to global warming?
oh
Um,
yeah,
I want to explain to you my
What?
model. I mean, you're asking questions. I'm answering the I'm answering the questions.
Okay, no one interrupt him. He talks so slow. Just let him give us a model. So you talked
Um,
about plants, yeah, in the ground, and okay.
okay, um, so so basically, what happened is that starting half a billion years ago, a lot of the biosphere, in the form like a lot of the carbon from the atmosphere, right? So when a tree, Kaiser Chimp, maybe you want to mute yourself. Thank you. So, what is a tree? The body of a tree is carbon. Where is that carbon from? Well, that carbon is from the CO2. So, the tree, it takes CO2 from the atmosphere that animals exhale. It takes a photon from the sun and it breaks the CO2. It disposes of the O2 and it keeps the C, and it uses the C, the carbon, to build its body. And the body of the tree is the captured carbon from the atmosphere. Now, this captured carbon is what the animal exhaled, and this carbon is the building block of the biosphere, of all animals and all plants. Everything is made of carbon. So, so this carbon, which was part and parcel of the biosphere, this was the biosphere. It got captured and it got buried. So for the past half a billion years, the biosphere has been getting buried underground. But this, I claim, never changed the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere. Because what what what
Well,
what determines the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere? So
several things.
so okay, according to my model, I have like a very basic model. So according to my model,
Yeah,
nothing. I mean, the concentration of CO2 is determined as follows. So whenever there is CO2 in the atmosphere, any plant, any photosynthesizing plant, any tree is going to want to capture that CO2, throw away the O2, and use the C to build its body. So theoretically, you should have no CO2 in the atmosphere. If you have a green planet like we do, there should be no CO2 in the atmosphere.
that's completely false because the plants respire using oxygen. And guess what the byproduct of respiration is? This is high school biology. What's the byproduct of respiration?
What's a byproduct of respiration?
God almighty. Are you serious? He's so okay, sorry, it's rude. CO2 and other things, water, energy, the CO2.
I'm sorry,
So
no, Aviator. I when I
yeah.
ask questions, it's because sometimes I don't understand what you're saying because of your accent and because you come in and out of the audio. It's like you half whisper. That's why I ask what you said. I cannot understand much of what you said.
Oh, okay, right.
I end up guessing what
What
you're
what it
saying.
what it, what
right.
what is the byproduct of respiration?
No, you're saying CO2 is a byproduct of the
is a yeah, yeah. So the CO2 doesn't disappear. The plant retains oxygen, which it uses with glucose to create more CO2, and that, guess what, is released into the atmosphere.
Yeah,
So
isn't it like I could be stupid, but isn't it like a fuel for plant? It's like maybe I'm wrong.
no CO2 is not fuel for plants. CO2 is what no the fuel of the plant is the light. The plant actually
Hmm.
uses the photon for the energy to break up the C from the O2. The O2 is garbage. The tree disposes of it, and the C is what is the building block. That's the bricks from which you build the house. You don't.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not. So it's not.
So the CO2 concentration doesn't just stay the same,
So
does it?
right. So the trees are actually trying to reduce CO2 concentration to zero in the atmosphere.
No.
Like,
Yes.
aren't
No,
trees trying to
no.
grow and spread and all that? Like,
Oh god.
Wait.
You're correct. The CO2 concentration in the atmosphere has reduced significantly since when plants are around. Well, sorry, since plants first came, but it's not zero. It
Right.
can't be zero because it does release CO2 into the atmosphere. But now we're now increasing the amount of CO2. We are now increasing the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. I believe it went from 0.003%. No, sorry, 0.03% to 0.04% very recently. So it is increasing.
Yeah, I'm discussing the fundamental model. Then we can once we
It's
understand.
wrong.
I didn't explain it yet. I'm just
You
building.
have. I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Right? Okay, I'm done with this guy. Have a good rest of your day, man. And you too, Christian. Enjoy the conversation.
yeah, you're good, dude. Yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know, man.
What don't you know?
Well, I think you have like very weird like opinions about stuff that should be like pretty easy to like have like an opinion about stuff.
I think my opinion is very easy to understand. A, if you let me finish explaining my opinion, and B, if you don't cut me off all the time.
No, no, no. Okay.
I mean,
No,
if you try,
you have to understand when you say that global warming is not happening, I don't think I've cut you off ever when you try to explain that. Th- th- Like, what am I supposed to say?
well, I'm presenting to you a model of the biosphere that I
Wait, I don't even know what that means.
a model is a theory.
Biosphere? No, no, biosphere.
Biosphere,
Like,
all the plants and all the animals and the atmosphere and yeah, all living things together are called the biosphere. All the living
okay.
things.
Okay. Maybe I can try and explain it in like simpler terms. Do you believe that the United States like went to the moon?
Yeah.
Why do you not believe in the conspiracy theories that they didn't go to the moon?
There's plenty of evidence that we went to the moon.
Yeah, and the Soviet Union or China didn't like claim it was fake, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the most like important like detail, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
There was no disagreement from the adversaries of the United States.
I never
Yeah,
noticed that.
same thing goes for like global warming. It's like it's being created not by the West, not by the United States. It's actually being created by China and India, and we are calling them out, and they're not even refuting it.
But I am.
And that's why. What?
But I am.
Okay, so you're advocating for China and India should uh do more implosion, or what do you call it in English? They should do more like environmental stuff to hurt the planet.
I don't think CO2 hurts the planet. I think CO2, as you said, is, or you said fuel, but it's food for plants. I don't think giving food for plants is hurting the planet.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you think like burning like a garbage can with filled with plastic, you don't think that's hurting like the CO2 level?
I don't know about plastic burning, and that's not CO2. That's not just CO2. That's like other maybe carcinogens, and I don't know. I don't have an opinion about burning plastics.
What about coal making and all that stuff?
Burning coal,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I mean, but I can prove to you mathematically that it's good.
Okay.
Do you want to hear my model?
No, but what do you think China stopped? Is stopping that.
Can I just
They're
interject very
Oh
quickly if
yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
said that carbon dioxide isn't bad for the planet, but it wouldn't be bad for the planet if we have enough plants to counteract it. But with the ongoing deforestation and us cutting down plants, by us giving, or I guess by us increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the planet, we're also warming up the planet, which again I think leads to the planet increasing and then temperatures increasing. That's why carbon dioxide is bad. But if we have more trees, it wouldn't be that bad.
Wait, why do you not accept friend requests?
Oh, because people can be weird on the internet. That's all it is.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
You sent her a friend request already? Like what the heck?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Here,
I sent
I'm not gonna talk about that.
I sent you a friend request too.
Mm,
You didn't get it?
yeah, you did it. Yeah, I got it.
Of course. Um
Yeah, to what she or he or whatever said.
yeah, obscure. Yeah, you're just regurgitating the,
Right,
the common talking point that they teach you in preschool these days.
right.
But I don't think it's correct. So you, for example, you said that we're experiencing deforestation.
Right.
Wait, uh, wait, are we not?
I don't think so. As far as I know, we're experiencing greenification. The planet is greenifying, as far as I know.
Wait, yeah, okay. So, like, for instance, do you think the rainforest in like Brazil, like around like the Amazon River, has grown or shrunk between like the last 50 years?
I don't know that specific. I just know that the
Yeah,
planet.
the largest rainforest on like I think Yeah, on the Earth.
I don't know. I don't know any specifics. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay. But
I
wait. Yeah, okay. So you don't know any specifics, but you know I'm wrong, right?
No. I'm saying planet. I don't know any specific forest, but I know the planet is greenifying. But even that's not important. But go ahead, obscure. I'll continue after. What's the question?
You said the planet is greenifying, right? What makes you say that? Is it because of us taking more initiative to plant more trees to counteract what we did during the industrial era, or are you talking like something else?
I don't know what we did in the industrial era, but I don't know what's causing it. My guess is that CO2 is causing it, but that's just that's just a guess.
So you're saying that the plants are automatically growing out of nowhere because of the plants realizing that's a lot of CO, there is a lot of CO2 in the air.
I mean,
Is that what you're saying?
if you understand what's known as the carbon cycle, then you understand that
Right.
if you have more CO2 in the atmosphere, very quickly you're going to have more plants.
Well, the plants just don't come out of nowhere, right? They need that kind,
Mm,
their
yeah,
optimal environment to
yeah. You
grow.
need the
And when
seeds.
we, right, and when we cut off a lot of these trees for lumber, and he mentioned the rainforest, which I think is a great point because most of our forests are in the form of rainforests, especially in South America. I think it applies to other countries as well. Like India, I think is only like 30% forest because of how much we're cutting trees down. And I think the point I'm trying to make is that when you cut the trees down, the silt or the good nutrients basically run off into the water and you lose that nutrient, right? And from that, you don't really have as healthy plants that are able to grow in that place. So you basically are stuck with like small plants like shrubs and trees or very, very small trees or grass that grow in place of trees that can't absorb enough CO2.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the that process. I don't think that when
Right.
I think when they cut trees today, they immediately replant the area. But
That that is only in I would say countries like with countries that have really strict regulations about it. Developing countries do not have strict regulations with that, and that's the majority of the world.
Yeah, and also the roots from the tree that is cut down that still stays there, which makes it difficult for a new tree to grow.
yeah, she mentioned that. But I think they make sure they take care of it. But as I said, it doesn't matter. I mean, what
Why do you think it doesn't matter?
I don't think trees and the greening of the planet is meaningful. I think that most of the carbon is being absorbed by the green in the oceans. As far as I
Well, we're destroying those as well, right? We're destroying all of this phytoplankton, all of the coral. We're like destroying everything. So like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
be there enough anyway.
Yeah. If I could ask, like, have you seen like the I don't know what it's called in Australia? It's like the Great Coral Reef.
The Great
How
Barrier
that?
Reef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How that is like fucking dying. It's
yeah
so sad to watch because you can actually watch it like in real time, like 20 years ago, like 50 years ago, and we can actually see like fucking Finding Nemo. It's fucking dying.
Anyway, look, you're bringing up good
Yeah,
points.
no, but you haven't seen that?
No, no. Listen, you're bringing up good points. I'm not denying that you're smart and you're asking good questions, but you don't have a model. You don't have a theory of the complete carbon cycle and what.
It's okay. I'm familiar with the carbon cycle. I get that. You're right. 100% the carbon cycle is a thing. but I think you're also failing to realize the I guess the true extent of what we do with the trees and what we do with the ocean that affects the carbon dioxide emission and how that affects us in turn.
It's like one small drip into the ocean contributes like a very large one, I think, into the air. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's
It
like the whole thing.
it doesn't matter really. Everything you're saying, it's. I mean, these are good questions. These are good points. It might be true. It might be false. But let me explain to you how I see my theory of the carbon cycle, and then you'll understand that it's impossible to change the concentration of carbon in the atmosphere. You can never change the concentration of carbon in the atmosphere. It's impossible. Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear my theory why it's impossible to ever change the concentration?
Sure, go ahead.
Wait, yeah, okay. Can you increase it?
No.
Okay, so okay. So you're telling me that the humans on Earth today can't increase, like, so it's like, let's do like an extreme example. Every country today on Earth, we're saying we're gonna increase the carbon shit. You're telling me we couldn't do it?
You can output carbon into the atmosphere.
No, yeah, but we couldn't do it. You're telling me we couldn't do it?
No, you can. Yes, you can.
No. You started the sentence with "we can't increase it," and then I ask you an extreme hypothetical, and now you're saying we can do it.
Let me just complete the sentence. You're cutting me half
N- n-
mid.
I'm asking very simple questions, dude.
You're cutting.
Can we or can we not do it?
You let me talk. You're not letting me talk. I can. If you don't let me talk, I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to
Okay.
answer. So about your hypothetical, if everyone takes carbon from underground and burns it into the atmosphere, combines it with oxygen and burns it into the atmosphere, then initially, yes, you would have immediately a higher concentration of CO2, but very quickly, this CO2 will be absorbed by the biosphere, and the biosphere will just grow, and the concentration will go back to what it was just before you burnt all the oil. So you cannot change the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere. If you add CO2 into the atmosphere, you're just going to cause the biosphere to grow. You're just going to get more plants, and some animals are going to eat the plants, and you're going to get more animals, and that's it. Now you grew the biosphere. You right, and you're not even growing the biosphere. You're just
Okay. Yeah. I don't want to be like rude or anything, but if you ever get like cancer or something, I hope you go to like a veterinarian or to like something like that to get cured.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. If you get cancer,
Yeah,
I think you yeah, I think you should go to like a veterinarian.
yeah, you said that. You're repeating yourself. I didn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I don't understand.
okay. Okay, yeah, because I think what we're saying is so super like dangerous. that I don't think you have like any. Uh, I think it's very dangerous what you're saying.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it?
I think I get what you're saying. So you said that while the carbon cycle does, I agree that it involves a recycling of carbon, right, among different atmospheres, soils, oceans, even like detritivores, which are like the dead organisms that do it. I would say that yes, what you were saying kind of does make sense, but as humans, we've disrupted this natural balance, right? We've been burning fossil fuels, which like coal and oil and like natural gas, which are carbon rich. And yeah, they're stored underground for millions of years, but by burning that, you're adding to the natural um I guess you're increasing the atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations. It's not harmful to the environment if it's just coal or if it's just oil under the ground. But the moment we as humans burn it, it's causing bad to the environment, is what I think we're trying to tell you. And yes, I think it kind of just lost in the translation if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I didn't understand what Christian said. So, so I was about to say, so when we humans take oil out of the ground, we're taking basically pure carbon out of the ground. But we're not really taking it out of the ground. We're recycling it back into the biosphere because it came from the biosphere, right? Because we said that 500 million years ago, evolution invented the tree, the cellulose. But evolution didn't come up with a mechanism to break down the tree, the cellulose, the wood. So trees just fell over when they died and they didn't rot. There was no animal that was able to eat it. So the wood just sat there and piled on top of each other and then got buried. And for 500 million years, this biosphere, this all this carbon was sucked out of the biosphere and was delivered underground and was hidden from the biosphere for 500 million years. Now we humans come around and we're just returning this carbon into the biosphere. This is exactly how it was. We're in the process. We're just in the beginning of the beginning of the beginning of the process of returning a little bit of the sequestered carbon back into the biosphere. We are helping the biosphere. We are creating biosphere. We are breathing life into the planet. We're doing the very, very, very best for the planet. To say that to burn oil is bad for the planet, that is absolutely incorrect. As incorrect can be. Burning fossil fuels, which is a misnomer, they're not fossil, they're just pure carbon, burning pure carbon into the atmosphere, creating CO2, that is the biosphere. That's the best thing we can do. Of course, that will create more life and it will not change the CO2 concentration because the CO2 will just be absorbed by plants, they'll grow, there'll be more food for fish and grazing cows and animals, and then for the hunting animals. So there's just going to be more animals, and they're going to exhale more CO2, and this and the biosphere is going to grow, but the CO2 level concentration is not going to rise, but there's going to be more biosphere. This is magic. It's like nature created humanity to save it from this destruction because nature naturally was getting buried underground, and sooner or later all of nature would have gone underground and would have died away. But nature created humans to dig up the coal and the oil and the gases, all this pure carbon, and burn it back into the atmosphere where it came from. This is perfect, the perfect recycling. There is no more perfect recycling than burning oil and gas. We lost him. He didn't follow.
Can I ask for a source that says that burning fossil fuels helps the planet? Do you have any, if possible?
That's the carbon cycle. What do you mean? I just the source.
No, do you have like an explicit article that says burning fossil fuel is good for the environment?
I I am. What do you mean? I don't know. That a source is not.
Like I can find you like a scientific paper that says burning fossil fuel is bad for the environment. So like
That's.
likewise, can you like find me one that says that it's good for the environment if possible?
What do you mean you can find in a debate? You
I
don't.
can like
That's an appeal to authority. That's a logical fallacy. You're supposed to debate from first
well,
principles.
right. I mean, I don't really debate in general. So I might not know like how you guys do things, but like where do we get our information from? Like we learn about the carbon cycle from scientific sources, right? We learn it from scientists that have done the research, they publish it, and then we read it, and then we're like, oh, it's a carbon cycle. It makes sense. And it's been peer reviewed and supported and has a lot of evidence behind it. That's how we learn about the information we do in school. They're all from scientific sources, right? So I think it's fair for me to like ask for a scientific source because that's where we usually get our information from in general in life, especially when it comes to science.
No, no, that's completely incorrect. You need to.
So you, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's incorrect. I mean, no. You're supposed to figure you.
So you're, so it's just so I understand this correctly. Okay, can you go ahead? Can you tell me why that's incorrect first, so I understand your point of view?
You're not supposed to live your life and believe people. You're supposed to, at one point, wake up and realize that you need to be your own person and you cannot trust anyone. You can only trust yourself. And even then, a lot of the times you end up fooling yourself. So you cannot
And
trust anyone.
can I ask why you believe in the carbon cycle? Because that was made by a scientist. Why you trust that?
I can
Like when I
explain.
say that was made by a scientist, like
I
I
don't
mean like
I
can
don't
be
trust anyone. I didn't cite a source for the carbon cycle. The carbon cycle,
right. How do you know about the carbon cycle then?
I mean, mm, I that's a good question. I mean, I don't have an alternative theory to explain how trees grow. I mean, the carbon cycle seems to be the simplest, the only explanation that I have to how the balance between the green plants and the animals.
Right, how are you gonna tell me that you trust that, but you don't trust that fossil fuels are bad for it, like burning fossil fuels are bad for the environment?
I
Let me
don't
like give you
trust. I don't.
like you don't trust the carbon cycle.
I don't trust. It's the only the only theory I have to explain a phenomenon. There's no trust. If you have a better theory to explain how trees, how the biosphere works, I'm ready to hear it. But the simplest explanation, the only explanation I have, and it fits together.
Right. You said that me asking you for a source for your information was a logical fallacy, right?
It's an
When I've done a lot of academic debates, right? When it comes to like my educational experience. And with all of those debates, you need to have evidence supporting your argument, like some sort of evidence. Maybe I don't understand how you guys do things in politics, but like that's how it is. You usually ask for evidence and you're able to provide it, and from that, and you go from there. You provide it and you offer analyzation. Like I think it's not a logical fallacy when that's how a lot of academic institutions do debates. That's just how it is.
Right, but
Like I
Wait,
don't get
which
how
which
I don't get
fallacy would that be?
when
yeah, that's what I'm trying to understand. Why is me
let
asking for evidence a
Crow
logical fallacy?
Gould, let me just I'll just say something and then I'll answer your question. So
Mhm.
obscure, the word evidence and source
Right.
source is not evidence. Source is a logical fallacy, and evidence that's good. It's good to have evidence, but a source is
Okay,
a logical
so can
fallacy.
I ask for your evidence as to where it says that burning fossil fuels are bad or good for the environment?
I showed you the evidence. The evidence
Love, that's not evidence. I can show you so many graphs that says that we've like increased the concentration of CO2 in
that's
the
appeal to
environment.
authority. All these graphs are appeal to authority.
Love, how this is a science. Like
Yeah,
this is like
science is a
research data that has been
no.
collected.
Look, there is the science establishment and there is science. Our discussion right now, that's science. And
Hmm.
when you quote a source, a scientific source, that's a scientific establishment. These are people who are paid, for to be whatever they want to be. It's not I wouldn't call that science. I'm sure they consider
Um,
themselves. Look, my point
so
is,
like the
excuse,
appeal to authority doesn't work here.
what do you mean?
So appeal to authority is like, it's like saying Steve Jobs is like the most successful tech entrepreneur. So like any decision that Steve Jobs makes is going to be like infallible, right? So like he is the evidence. That's an appeal to authority fallacy, right? Um, what she's doing is saying like I have a list of data curated by like several teams of scientists. I'd like you to review the results and then correlate it with this discussion we're having, which is not the appeal to authority fallacy, like by any stretch. Even if they are being paid, like it doesn't work that way. You have to like critically analyze what they're saying, like the
Sure,
data that they're using.
sure. So if we would do that, if we would actually analyze that source, yeah, that would be a proper scientific investigation. But to just
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, can you I mean, I can provide my data. I can provide why CO2 is bad for the environment. Like,
why
that's what I'm
CO2,
asking. Are you able?
go ahead, why is CO2 bad for the environment?
That's what we've been talking the entire time.
Explain.
Because
No.
while we, that's what I've been saying. By adding more carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, we are essentially warming up the atmosphere, right? Because we're by burning coal, fossil fuels, and stuff like that. I think especially that's bad because then we're melting like permafrost. We're like increasing ozone layer depletion, stuff like that.
Ozone layer depletion's been fixed already. The permafrost was melting before human development. Also, you should look into the CO2 fertilization effect.
Yeah,
CO2 fertilization effect.
we're actually talking about CO2 fertilization, but my point is
Oh,
that you cannot obscure. I proved to you
Mm-hmm.
mathematically you can never increase the concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere. It's impossible.
You,
I
you,
should
wait, it's
you,
been done though.
no.
you can though. We've been doing it since like the industrial revolution.
Yes.
So, Mr. Slave, do you know about Shenzhen, China at all?
No, no, no. Let me just. So according to my model, that's only temporary, and sooner or later, all that CO2 concentration is going to be absorbed by the green part of the biosphere, and then it will be diffused into the animal part of the biosphere. It will just grow the biosphere, and the concentration of CO2 in the long run will go back to what it was before we reintroduced the oils into the biosphere.
There's like a few problems with that, but just to like address the first thing, do you know like about Shenzhen, China's like carbon per parts million?
No.
Okay, so basically it's like super intense carbon concentration all over Shenzhen and the surrounding area. So like that's a local example.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
I
Why does it not matter?
explain because I can explain it in my model. So when you introduce CO2,
It is explained in your model, but like we'll get to your model first. I'm addressing your claim because your claim was that it can't be done. It's impossible.
long run, immediately, yeah.
Oh, in the long run. Okay. All right. So then, all right, cool. So then we'll address your model. So you said that carbon will eventually just get diffused back into the other mechanisms that consume carbon, and that it'll be a non-issue in the future.
Into the biosphere, yeah. You're just gonna grow. It's not even grow.
Okay.
You're just going to regrow because this carbon was sequestered from the biosphere starting from 100 billion years ago, and now we're just
Right. Yep.
So now we're just reintroducing that same carbon back into the biosphere. As far as I
Okay,
know,
but consider this, right?
yeah,
So where does most of that carbon go? Like how does it get diffused? What's like the biggest part?
the atmosphere.
So that's where it goes, but like how does it get diffused?
It's going to get absorbed by anything green, anything that photosynthesizes.
No.
Yes.
So 80% of the world's carbon is consumed by the ocean, right?
Fine.
Do you agree?
Green, there's green in the. Oh, you mean
Okay.
diffused into the ocean? Fine, yeah, it will get diffused
Correct.
into the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean consumes 80% of the atmosphere's carbon content because of the bond it has with water. And if you do it at too fast of a rate, right? Like you just have like all of this rapid carbon exposure happening all over the ocean. What you do is you make the ocean more acidic because you're turning it into carbonic acid.
Yeah,
right?
that's moving the
And so
goalpost. No, that's moving the goalpost.
how am I moving a goalpost? I'm criticizing your model.
I understand. I'm talking about the long term. So we don't have a disagreement in the long
This is the long term. No, this is long term, right? So if you actively damage the mechanism that does 80% of the carbon diffusion by introducing too much carbon at once, your long term is going to be too much carbon.
Hold on. Look, the atmosphere initially, when you introduce CO2, added CO2 into the atmosphere, you're going to have a higher concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere. You could look at the ocean.
Right.
Hold on. You can look at the ocean as the atmosphere of the fish. The atmosphere of the fish and the algae, their atmosphere is the ocean. So you're not going to complain that there is immediately more CO2 concentration in the atmosphere. It's no big deal. It's no big deal for the ocean, too. Everything will be fine. In the long term, the trees are going to absorb the CO2 from the atmosphere and will expand, will grow, will have greenification of the planet, and the same goes for the ocean. You're just going to get more algae and then you'll get more fish. You're just going to regrow the biosphere just as
That's
it was.
not true at all.
Why not?
That's just blatantly false.
Why not? Why? Why do you say that?
Algae
Because if the ocean turns into acid before the algae can eat the carbon, what happens?
Wait, obscure, what did you say?
Algae is bad for too much algae is bad for the environment. It can
Algae destroys biodiversity, but
Yeah.
it in and of itself doesn't have a big impact on climate change.
I don't care.
Right, but like he said.
Go ahead,
Okay, go
obscure.
ahead. Sorry.
I'm listening, obscure. Go ahead.
Right. Oh, sorry. No, but you said that it's all gonna be all good for the environment. It's not all good for the environment if it's destroying biodiversity, right?
I don't think that was his argument, though, was it?
Yeah,
Like, your argument was that the Earth
I don't specifically care for biodiversity, but I don't think I'm going that this my model modifies biodiversity. I don't see how my model has an impact either way on biodiversity.
Okay, anyway, yeah, like if you break the ocean by making it just slightly too acidic for the algae, which is like the main thing that does all this carbon consumption to grow, like what happens in your model?
Wait, what? What's the question?
So if the ocean gets slightly too acidic for algae to grow, right, which happens, what happens to your model, given that algae does like the vast majority of carbon consumption on the planet?
I don't think that's realistic. That's
Why is it not realistic? Do you know the statistics on ocean acidification?
I don't think that's I don't think there's I haven't seen any issues with fishing.
The reefs dying en masse, which were the first to go.
Why do we need reefs?
We don't need the reefs, but the reefs are an indicator of what's to come. Like the reason that the reefs are dying is because of ocean acidification, and if that continues, which it will under your model, the algae will eventually die too. Like algae is not that far behind the reef.
Wait a minute. What's a reef? What is a reef? Is it an animal or a
The
plant?
reefs are like vast. So like they're coral reefs, which are like animals,
Okay.
right? And then they also are full of other fish.
Okay.
So if the coral reef is dying because the acidity of the ocean is too high, right? That's an indicator.
So you want to tell me that because of the CO2, the ocean?
Yes, it's binding with the water and creating carbonic acid.
That sounds bizarre to me. That is bizarre.
It's not bizarre. I agree with him. It's a true thing.
Literally, there is no other way to make carbonic acid. You have to bind it with water.
Look, okay, fine. Look, we're just reintroducing that carbon that was in the biosphere back into the biosphere. Now, what you're saying is we're doing it too fast.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not denying that.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's correct. We're doing it way too fast.
Hold on. So you tell me at what speed we can do it. But you cannot say. Hold on. You cannot say net zero. Net zero. I know you're lying. Because we.
No, I don't think that's.
So
that's dumb.
So net zero. Right. So we all agree. Obscure. You have to agree. Net zero is nonsense. Obscure. Do you agree? Net zero is nonsense.
Correct. I never claimed that it was
realistic.
Hold on. No.
Like even if humans weren't around, we wouldn't have net zero.
No,
Krogl.
Obscure.
I answered you twice. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm asking obscure.
I agree.
Obscure, do you agree?
Oh shit, my bad.
Obscure, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, fine. The net zero is garbage. It's unscientific. It's anti the biosphere. We want to grow the biosphere back to where it was 500 million years ago. You won't tell me how fast? Fine. Don't tell me net zero. Don't tell me burning fossil fuels is bad for the planet. That's not true. You're telling me it's too fast. Okay, we can discuss the speed. I claim it's nonsense, but fine. At least we agree that burning fossil fuels is good for the environment, is good for the biosphere. We agree. And net zero, which is the same, it's the same. Net zero is the same as burning fossil fuels is good for the environment. So we all agree that the consensus of the science is nonsense. We all agree.
I don't agree that burning fossil fuels is.
Yes, you do. If you agree net zero is nonsense, then you agree burning fossil fuels is good for the environment. Yes.
No.
Yes.
So the ocean currently holds 3,800, or sorry, 38,000 gigatons of
I
carbon,
don't care.
if
I
it
don't,
reaches,
I don't care. I don't.
this is a
I
question
don't
you
care.
asked, dude.
I
You
don't-
literally asked
I
this.
don't
You
care.
asked.
I
You
don't-
asked this question.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I just look. All I want to
No,
show.
why are you even talking then? Like you're just. What is this?
So my point, more important, because I had a discussion with Obscure. It's more important for me that Obscure comes out of this conversation questioning the scientific establishment. That is more important to me than anything. I don't care about the rate, whether we need a maximum rate of reintroducing, recycling the old carbon back into the biosphere, or we don't need to modulate the speed of reintroducing the carbon, the sequestered carbon. That's not important right now. I don't care. As much as I want Obscure to come out of this conversation questioning the scientific sources, the science. That's all.
I think yes. I mean, obviously, scientific sources they can always change as more evidence is produced. But I think that I mean, although they might not be like 100% but certainty true, when there are so many, I think, sources pointing to the same thing, there might be some sort of truth to it, right?
You agree?
If I may interject as
Just
a
before,
random newcomer.
just
No.
step in. No, you everybody can, but just before, Obscure, you agree
Right.
the science consensus that they say, you said I can bring you sources that burning fossil fuels is terror, it's very bad, it's bad for the environment. You agree that's wrong.
I don't agree that's
Yes, you
wrong.
do.
I think so wait, so I'm sorry, maybe I miss I think that burning fossil fuels is bad for the environment. That's what I think.
Krogold, what do you do?
Why?
Do you agree with her?
Like to an extent. So we need to cut it in half, basically,
No, I'm not talking about the rate.
which is it's
No,
really easy to do.
No, we're not talking
Oh,
about
what?
the rate. We're talking about not the. I don't care about the rate. Stop talking about the rate of reintroducing the carbon back into the atmosphere. We're talking about
Okay.
reintroducing the sequestered carbon back into the biosphere. Is it good for the biosphere or is it bad for the biosphere? Obscure says.
I mean, it depends on like what you value. So like the whole like existential dread, like the planet's gonna stop existing, like that's bullshit. But like if you value having like all these different types of species in all these different places, then like it's pretty bad. Because you kind of need to like keep the planet where it is for a lot of different things to keep living, like fishes specifically too. But yeah, I don't know. Like if you value biodiversity, it's just going to be bad. You need like that net zero impact. You even need to like take some out on top of the net zero.
Okay. I
value.
hope you'd give a different answer. So my answer is.
What do you mean different answer? So it depends on what you
Answered
value.
wrong, Krogold.
So my
Answered wrong.
no, I'm not gonna say wrong. He gave good. He gave a logical answer. He said it's whatever you appreciate more. I mean, he said if you appreciate the planet the way it is now, then changing the planet is bad. He's right.
Correct.
Right. I agree. But I don't. As far as I'm concerned, I want the biosphere to grow. I don't see the point of having a Sahara desert or a Mojave desert. If I can grow the biosphere,
What?
I can have a forest, and I can greenify the Sahara desert, and I prefer greenifying the Sahara desert.
Where are you getting this from? Like this idea that
CO2 fertilization and its impact on deserts.
maybe he could link a source, like I could be brought up to speed.
It's called the carbon cycle.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Well, look it up.
I cannot personally link any sources to you, but basically there are sources again which you'd have to find because I can't link them. But simple principle: plants breathe CO2. The more CO2 there is, the easier they can breathe, the more they proliferate with ease.
Yes.
Weather cycles aside, plants
that-
in
I put the
arid
post, Mark.
sections of the
Mark,
world
post
are
it's in the-
thriving.
I
in
think
the chat.
that's a gross oversimplification as to what's
Yeah,
going
Mark,
to
it's in
happen.
the, Mark,
There's more carbon. Sorry,
Mark,
go
it
ahead.
has happened, and it's in the chat. Look.
Okay, but one.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll take a look.
Please, everyone, be cordial. Let people finish. Okay, we don't disagree. We all agree that CO2, plants use CO2 to grow. Everyone agrees. So,
Where is the study?
what study?
You don't need much of a study to know plants breathe in CO2. They exhale oxygen. The more CO2 in the atmosphere, the easier plants have access to that carbon that makes up their molecules. That's where they take it from. They take it from
Yeah,
CO2.
I think that's
The
oversimplifying what's
study,
going
the study
on.
is the
It's
satellite imagery
this
of.
is what it is.
But that's not. Yeah, I don't consider this to be, I guess, reputable. Is there something more specific you can give that explains like the mechanisms they're proposing and
Yes.
everything, or is
It's
it
not a
just
proposition.
this article?
It's real. It's reality.
Wait, yeah.
Earth has historically, in
Oh, okay,
the
I'll
most
read
recent
the wiki
geological
page
period,
first,
been
and then
in
we'll go
a
from there.
CO2
Yeah, fine. How about
sort of
NASA?
absent period.
Wait, one at a time, please. One at a time. Look, Mark, you're asking a good question, but I mean, what is your question? You don't know that plants in.
Well, I just don't think it's a proper inference. I mean, I'm open to reading into this and seeing that it is true that, again, this kind of effect does actually happen, and it's going to happen specifically in the way that you're talking about it. But I don't know all the variables in this scenario, like the world's environment. I don't know if what you're saying is actually going to happen because you just haven't given the information for me to make that inference.
Bro,
It's
like
pretty
there's
bad.
1, 2, 3,
The
4,
NASA
5
Gov
studies.
link.
We're not
The
studies.
the NASA
Yeah,
Gov
I'm
link.
I'm
think
reading
should
the
be,
CO2
the one.
fertilization
Hold
effect
on.
first
1 second.
because I don't just want to accept something without understanding it.
1 second. 1 second. Mark.
Okay.
Wait. Mark, you're engaging in a logical fallacy.
What?
You're engaging in
Which one?
I don't know. You're just being illogical.
You don't know?
No,
No, he just has not necessarily been exposed to this data before. It's
no,
you don't know which one?
no. There's no one. You're just being illogical. Let me explain.
Oh, then it's not. Well, I mean that's not a. Again, you'd have to be more specific. You can't just say somebody's doing a logical fallacy and then go, I don't know which one.
No, it's not a log. Okay, you're just being illogical. Listen. So you said that. So let me ask you. Based on what you heard in this conversation, what is your question? Why do you question the conclusion?
Well, it's just I just don't think the information is sufficient enough to make the inference. That's it. There's just more information that needs to be like
What do you?
shown.
Go there, Mark.
If I may
No,
respond to that.
no. Let me. No. This is
Okay.
important. So, Mark, so present your evidence. Make your case. You said you don't think we have enough information. What's your evidence that we don't have enough information?
Well, you've discussed one effect, which is the more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the better the effect on certain kind of plants or plants in general. Maybe they propagate more often. Well, that just tells me something about maybe a correlation that happened that has been observed, or maybe there is a mechanism that you're pointing to. But that's one mechanism among many, and we know that when you introduce more carbon into the atmosphere, it's not just going to affect one specific thing in one specific way. It's a whole delicate balance. And I think it's silly to just propose this one mechanism and then make an inference based off of that. You need to take all the variables into account. And it just sounds like a gross oversimplification.
What's the fucking
That's it.
inference, Mark? What is the inference we're making?
No.
The inference that you're making is an increased amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is going to result in things like a green Sahara desert, or just
It
generally
literally is
like
happening though. Like just Google it. The desert.
well, I mean that's so.
Wait.
Again, you're saying it's literally happening. I guess first I'm going to read into specifically the CO2 fertilization effect,
and then understand whether or not it is actually happening in the way that you're talking about. And if it's projected,
I'm going to insist on interjecting at this particular point, specifically because, as Mark points out, yes, there are a lot of factors involved. Increased CO2 in the atmosphere does mean that plants have an easier time thriving, and a whole range of arid environments, this is arid, not desert environments, are expanding. They are regreening. Because arid is not desert. These are different environments. The Sahara, because of the effects of increased heating, on top of the fact that it was the Sahara to begin with, means that the Sahara, without human intervention, would naturally expand to a certain point. Other areas of the planet are regreening with much greater ease, specifically arid regions. And as those arid regions regreen, this will interfere with other weather patterns. It's very complicated. The only thing I wanted to say in the beginning, when it comes to current scientific conclusions, is that yes, increased CO2 production is not heralding any kind of apocalypse. A change, perhaps, for which not all species will be able to keep up with. The first indicator species were coral. They suffered a lot, although they are coming back and adapting quite quickly.
Tepin. I'm sorry, I'm not following anything you said, but hold on, Mark. I'm still not finished with you. So I don't think. So let me try and explain to you how I see the carbon cycle. I think that's all the information that you need, unless you know.
I don't really care. I prefer to just read about the wiki page on the CO2 fertilization effect before continuing.
Would encourage you to do so. And also the fact that historically, for the past several thousand years, Earth has been at a CO2 low. So we are in fact returning to a norm at the moment.
Tepin, you're monologuing. I agree with everything you say. But I'm trying to convince.
That's the last thing I wanted to say.
That's fine.
You can talk about the carbon cycle. I mean, I have like a basic understanding of what it is. I don't think you describing what the carbon cycle is going to help motivate me to accept what you're saying. I think what would help motivate me is just by learning more. And I don't think I'm going to get that from talking to you.
I think you're gonna get it from talking to me by far more than any other source. I'm gonna save you a lot of.
I think that's silly. I mean, think about what you're saying for a second. I mean, are you qualified at all to be talking about this?
That's appeal to authority.
Yeah, I
you know,
wouldn't go down that
that is the appeal to authority. So you see the difference?
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. So Mark, let me just I'll tell you very shortly how I see things.
I mean, I guess you're not. I just prefer to look at sources that have people who actually study this.
So read it.
That's a logical.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
But that's a logical fallacy.
It's not a logical fallacy.
It's not. It's not.
Name it.
No.
Appeal to authority.
Am I saying in virtue of the fact that it's an authoritative source is trustworthy, or am I saying something more than that?
You're saying that Mr. Slave can't have any kind of like a logical opinion on the subject because he's not a trained subject expert.
I'm not saying that.
What you fucking said.
So is that what I said verbatim, or are you just inferring that's what I said?
You said. Do you have any kind of qualifications to even be talking about this? Like, what do you mean by that?
So there's a probabilistic case to make, which is the people who tend to have qualifications on the subject compared to people who don't tend to have qualifications on the subject. More often than not, the people with qualifications are going to be giving reliable information, especially when they're publishing information specifically in databases or websites that are fact-checked or peer-reviewed by other qualified experts. When you have somebody in a red pill is blue politics chat in the PNR Discord server who's talking about all of these different things without any qualifications, I'm probably not going to trust them as much as the trained expert. And I think that's for good reason.
Okay.
It's actually a fallacy. Here's like the fallacy laid out in detail. You can read it if you want to. Because like you love reading.
So, Mark, I think.
Yeah, exactly. There is. Yeah, so it's not used as the sole basis. There's further justification.
It should be accompanied by reasoning, data, or context. So you're currently going through that.
Wait, Krogul,
None
hold
of
on.
Did
those
I
things.
not just give? Did I not just give reasoning
Krogul,
for
hold
why I like? There's a clear probabilistic
All
argument.
fallacy has reasoning, but it's still fallacious. That's how that works.
So what exactly? So okay, let me ask you a question because I think you're misinterpreting the informal fallacy of appeal to authority. What specifically is wrong with the reasoning besides the fact that you're calling it fallacious? Can you point to what exactly the problem is?
Oh, easy. So you're discrediting anything Mr. Slave says because you're actively not open to interpreting like the data and reasoning he's providing because he's not a subject field expert.
Of course, I'm open. I'm open to things that he says,
Okay,
but
and
I
why
think
would
it's
you
more
say out
beneficial.
loud? Why are you even talking about this? Do you have any qualifications?
So I think that's entirely fair because there these okay, so the reasoning here specifically is that these are technical subjects. These require a large amount of expertise to
He's
discuss
using
them.
technical data.
So I usually think that the people who engage with technical literature, who are trying to interpret data or studies published with barriers of entry, usually should be either trained or have spent a large amount of time researching or understanding the phenomena. Now, one piece of evidence that to show that somebody is adequately trained and understands the phenomena that they're talking about is through certification, or maybe they have the right background, maybe he has a specific job. But if it's just a person on the internet claiming to have done quote unquote the research without any backing or any kind of
But
credit, I'm just
he's not doing that.
probabilistically, usually those people don't know what they're talking about. So I guess the question is, I guess maybe it is the case that Mr. Slave has some piece of
No,
like some
Mark.
piece of
So
evidence to
okay,
back
like
up
you
his
said a lot
credibility.
of. Okay, what the fuck,
Krogul,
dude?
no,
What?
Krogul, it's a back and forth. It's fine. I mean, let me try and because look, Mark, we're here to.
Maybe you could give your background. Maybe that would help.
Shit is like half open. He's still asking for your credentials. Like you gotta
I
nail
mean,
this one out.
maybe it doesn't have to be from a
So okay,
university. I'm
Mark,
just curious what your credentials are.
when you have an
for your
expert do a
background.
study and then he gets a conclusion from the study and posts it, right? Are
Sure.
only other experts allowed to use that?
Not allowed to use it, but it usually is advised that
Like are high school
it
students
depends on
creating
how.
like a what?
So it depends on what the study is and the rigor. So usually, like for instance, there's a really good case for suppose there's a study on quantum mechanics that's being published.
No,
It has a lot of technical terms.
Hold on. Wait.
It's
I
well, no, I mean this is
I
something that's
understand,
actually
but it's
important that Gabriel's
I
talking about. I actually
understand,
think that the masters shouldn't put
Mark.
a lot of emphasis on random studies
Mark.
that are coming out in published journals without actually knowing how to interpret them.
Mark, look, my purpose in a debate.
then
No, Krogul, no. Let me say something. Look, my purpose in a debate is for the other side to try and change my mind. I'm open to having.
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, okay. I am. So you just said that you lost the debate. You're saying that you're disengaged.
No.
Yes. You just.
I never had any interest. I knew I'm not going to convince you about any of like the opinions that the bulk of climate scientists have towards these things. I already knew that.
So you just said that you knew that you're going to lose the debate from the beginning. Okay, so you.
I mean, if you want to frame not convincing the other person is losing the debate, I mean, sure. I don't think that's how most people look at debates.
No. I think I did convince you, and you're not willing to
Did you?
explicitly. Yes, I think you're not willing to explicitly concede, but you did explicitly concede. You said that you knew from the beginning you would lose the debate. Anyway, and you're disengaging, claiming again. You are losing. You have lost the debate.
I don't understand. I mean, I don't know what metrics you're using besides the fact that you weren't convinced.
So Mark, if you weren't debating, what the fuck were you doing?
I mean, I guess I was sort of being sucked in specifically to the context of that like topic. I guess there is a sense in which I was debating, right? Whether or not like specific
why were you reading the
specific
source?
credentials matter. Sorry?
What was the reason for you reading the source?
To participate in the conversation and understand what people are saying.
It's not a conversation, it's a debate, and you said you're not participating. So what are you doing reading the source?
So if you take what happens when I asked about the source to be a debate, like me asking a question about the source and asking to see it, then we just have different understandings of what a debate is. Like
you
I
proposed
take
a
that to just be
refutation,
asking
which is that we were misinterpreting the data and like doing like a false extrapolation. I think you still maintain that, but you're actively saying you're not debating.
If you taking a position contrary to another person's position to just
and then
be
arguing
like
to try and like
just
get a
be
consensus
a
is literally
debate,
a debate.
then I guess if you're splitting hairs on it, then sure, I guess I'm debating under that definition. I do still think the inference is probably insufficient. Probably just need to give more information.
Okay, what is a debate to you?
Hold on, no.
I think it's a vague term, but I definitely don't think that these are paradigmatic cases.
One second.
Okay.
Mark, look, wait, Krogel, give me a minute. Look, Mark, you just said that you need to read, right? Yes or no? I can't hear you.
Yes, I need to read on the subject.
Okay.
Because I don't just want to talk out of my ass.
That's fine. So you're disengaging, and you need to read more. That means that as your state of mind is now, you are convinced. Otherwise, why would you need to read more? What am I missing?
What?
Yes, what am I missing?
I'm not clear on the inference.
Explain what I'm missing.
So
if you need to read more, that means you are convinced by my argument. Why else would you need to read more?
No.
Yes.
Then just so I can get more familiar with the subject. That's it.
Why? Why do you need that? Unless you are convinced by my argument.
Because it's usually if somebody is giving like points against the point of view that I'm giving, and they're introducing concepts or mechanisms or ideas or theories that I'm not familiar with, I'd like to know what they are before continuing the discussion. So it's not me conceding the opposing view. It's just looking into what they're saying and trying to understand it. If that's alien to you, then I don't.
This is the difference between a discussion and a debate. A debate is a metagame to win based on logical argument. A discussion is conversation argued to divide, to join together.
Tepin, please. Mark, are you conceding that you're unable?
Which is why Mr. Slave would rather me shut up, because he wants to win a debate instead of engage in a discussion.
Tepin, stop. Mark, are you?
I will leave you to continue.
Thank you. Mark, do you concede that you're unable to convince me that I'm wrong? Yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I could really convince you. Again, if we're talking about convincing on the matter of making a faulty inference, I don't think that based on the way that you're talking right now. If we're talking about convincing in the broader scope of the conversation in regards to the climate issues, I never really thought I could convince you on that.
Okay, either way, you concede that you cannot convince me, yes or no?
Sure.
Then you concede that you lost the debate. You concede that I'm right and you're wrong.
I mean, if that's the way that you want to understand what a debate is, then sure. I mean, that just makes, so imagine that you have like the craziest, most delusional schizophrenic person, and you're trying to convince them as to whether or not they can fly or not, right? Like on that view, the schizophrenic person is pretty much always going to win that debate because you can never convince them. That's a silly way to think of debates, right?
No. What do you mean?
No? Are you sure? Like that's just a strange way to think about debates. Like if the schizophrenic is like, well, I still think I can fly, so and you haven't convinced me. You don't think you can convince me, so yeah, you lost the debate. You don't think that's weird?
No, let me speak.
Is that not analogous to what's happening here?
No. I asked you,
it is.
No. I asked you, are you able to convince me that I'm wrong? Do you have the ability, right? You said I need to go read. It's not like
well.
Hold on. It's not the case.
Sure.
No, hold on. It's not the case with the schizo that you have all the information, but his brain is broken. No, that's not the case. You said I have to go read. That means you don't have the tools to convince me that I'm wrong. Meaning,
well, so it depends on what the opposing party introduces.
Wait.
Well, no, I mean I can explain. So suppose that the schizophrenic person introduces something called the Myers-Bayard effect, and they say, well, according to this effect, with the electromagnetic resonance of my body, I can actually fly. And you go, okay, let's look at the Maillard whatever effect, and let's look and see maybe the data for it. Maybe I can convince you that it's not actually accurate. In that moment, you have to move away from actually going toe to toe with them. Look at what they're talking about and try to convince them on those grounds. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I intended to do there, right? I'm going to look at the CO2 fertilization effect, see what it says, see what it doesn't say, and see if it wasn't actually a sufficient inference, which I'm suspecting it isn't.
Okay. So you okay?
And then we continue the conversation there.
1 second. So you okay?
But again.
Wait 1 second.
There are additional psychological factors that also prevent
Wait.
somebody from being convinced,
Wait,
and
Mark.
I
You're
think that you're displaying
monologue.
that.
No, now you're monologuing. No, that's not fair.
Well, there's nothing, no, everything I said was in relation to the topic. It
Okay,
was pretty
but come on,
concise, so no.
look. Do you want to have a conversation, or do you want to shut me up with monologues? I mean, you could do that too. It's up to you. I mean,
I'm fine with having a conversation. I just don't think that I'm going to convince you on anything, given the way that you're
that
talking to
means
me.
look, every time you say that you're disengaging, and of course you've lost the debate. Technically, I'm not looking for that, but you say, okay, I grant you, and I'm leaving. But that's a technical
I mean,
loss. It's up to you. But listen.
so
No, but listen. Hold
you understand that on that
no.
analysis, the schizophrenic
Fine.
person
No,
also
but
wins every
okay, but
debate, right?
okay. With the case with the schizophrenic with the electric vibration, once he introduces a topic that you're not familiar with, then you lost the debate. If you don't know what that is, and he says
That's
that's,
interesting.
then at that point, at that instant, you've lost the debate because you say, "Listen, I never."
That's a very interesting way of looking at things. I think most people would disagree with that.
No, when you
I
have.
think if you said that to just say that to yourself a little bit slower and realize what you're committing to. Um, Anytime that somebody introduces a concept that you're not familiar with, and you concede that you're not familiar with the topic, but you'd like to maybe either learn about the topic, or you can still talk about the topic without being entirely familiar with it, and maybe invalidate it that way. So maybe you go, well, the effect that you're proposing just doesn't make any sense given our current model of physics. And similarly with the CO2 fertilization effect, the response is, well, that isn't a sufficient inference to say that the climate change that you're talking about is a net positive. That's the parallel there.
Okay,
So
you're
there is a sense in
monologuing.
which,
Come on, Mark, you're monologuing. That's not fair.
in what way was that a monologue? That was
Come on,
directly addressing
come on.
exactly what you were talking about.
Mark, we're talking about a simple analogy to the schizo and the vibration. Come on, make it.
Yeah, I just don't think you understand
Yo,
what I'm
Mark
saying.
Goof.
Oh my god, holy shit, where you been?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Oh my god, wait, where have you been?
Bro, I've been gone for a while, man.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm talking to this crazy person, and it's
Yo,
just
I heard Evan met you, bro.
yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, where did you wait? Didn't you guys meet in Washington?
Okay,
Yeah, I
guys,
met him in
if
Washington.
you want to have a private conversation, then I gotta go.
Bro, stop. Come on, man.
This is yeah, Mr. Slave, I'm sorry, but you're kind of retarded.
Drew, you're ruining
I'm
the
just trying to
vibe,
be
bro.
nice to you.
No, I'm saying I gotta go. You don't have to go. I gotta go. I've been here for a long time, so.
Okay, bye.
All right. Look, Mark, I'm gonna send you a friend request.
No, I'm not gonna accept your friend request.
Don't. It's up
Yo,
to you.
I think you're awful.
yo.
It's totally up.
I think you're terrible. I don't want to be friends with
You're
you.
not a it's not for friends. It's you're a good debate partner. You're like an agitator. You get everybody upset.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to have very limited interactions with you, and I think
That's
that by friend requesting you, this amount of interactions will increase, and I don't want that.
That's fine. It's up to you. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. All right. That was actually a good discussion. I think we. I don't know if I enjoyed it so much because people are not nice. But it was a good discussion. It's good for this stuff to be online, available for humanity. All right, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.